following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and I'm asked all the time, aside from safety, what are the main components that we need to have on our boat? My answer is pretty much always the same: communication and navigation. It'd be nice if we could have both in one unit, and that's why our friends at Icom have just come out with a new model, the M93D. It's a VHF radio and GPS unit all in one. Let's take a look. The main unit consists of the display screen, soft keys that are programmable from the display up above, menu that lets us cycle through all of the menu selections, up, down, left, and right, and select buttons, a clear and key lock. We can adjust the volume and squelch, turn the power on, and select channel 16 or clear the function that we're using right now. My favorite feature, however, is that the microphone is up on top, because for some reason my hand just seems to gravitate to being on the front of the unit, and I talk like this rather than talking like this. So having the microphone on top, that works for me.
There's a 12-volt adapter, so when we're on the boat we can plug it into the dash. There's a 110 charging base, so you can place the radio here. There's also a separate battery that can be charged here as well, even if it's not connected to the radio.
That's a very cool feature. For options, there's the ability to connect a speaker microphone, so we can have the unit hanging on our belt and the microphone up at our shoulder.
There's even a belt clip included with the unit.
Because the GPS is included with the DSC feature, on the back there's a panel we can flip down, and there's a distress button that will send out a signal that we are in distress and give our exact position.
At the bottom of the screen we have our exact position in lat lon, as well as the local time and date. It starts out as a basic VHF radio. Here we're showing channel 16, and I can select up and down through the channels to pick the ones we want. Regardless of where we are, we can get to channel 16 with a single press, and while I'd like to see that cycle between 16 and 9, we can program that into favorites easily enough. This also serves as the clear button for programming. Now, what's most impressive about this is that there are quick function items along the bottom, selectable with these soft keys. We can program these through 19 different functions and cycle through them with the left and right buttons. Let's look at some of the highlights. DTRS is programmed as the first in this unit. The radio has Digital Selective Calling, so we can not only send an emergency signal with our position, but actually send what the emergency is: fire, flooding, collision, etc. We can also send an individual call, a group call, send a test, or acknowledge a test. Click Exit and we're back to the home page. The log page keeps a record of any messages we've sent or received. Scan allows us to scan any number of channels we program into the scan menu. Dual Watch allows us to simultaneously scan channel 16 and any other channel we select. High-Low allows us to select our transmit signal strength. Next, we can cycle from the current channel to weather and back again. Aquaquake is a cool feature. If the unit is dropped in the water, press this button and it vibrates the water out of the speaker. The star button lets us program our favorite channels to cycle right through them. MOB, man overboard. That lets us mark a man overboard position. WP allows us to create and navigate to up to 50 waypoints. Here we can see the waypoint I created, and it's bearing 046 degrees, half a mile away. And if we were moving, we'd have an accurate course and speed right over the ground. We can also select Nav to go right to this screen. Comp shows us a magnetic compass of our heading, including a digital readout of the heading and speed, perfect for small boats that don't have a compass. And we can have that display course up or north up. Now, if we hit Menu and go to Radio Settings, we have a lot of options, including Scan Type, Scan Timer, Dual Watch or Tri-Watch for scanning 3 channels, Weather Alert to automatically alert us of incoming weather warnings, and program in our favorite channels. Now under DSC, we can set a cool feature into this menu item. Navigate to MOB, and here we can set the unit to both key in at 30 seconds and automatically activate the MOB waypoint when it hits the water. Float and Flash allows us to have the unit flash to display and even sound a tone to make it easier to find it if it hits the water.
And if you're hanging onto it, it'll make it easier to find you along with the unit.
Of course, there's a lot more to the menu selections, but they're all easily navigated to with the left and right buttons to cycle through the menu tree.
I have to say that when I first got a hold of this, I thought I was going to be seeing a basic VHF radio and a simple GPS display. That was not the case. This is a serious unit that does an awful lot. Communication, signaling, distress, position, navigation, it's all in one unit. And most importantly, it's intuitive. If you've used any Icom devices before, you're going to know how to use this.
This can be seen here in this aviation-based unit, also from Icom. It's just as easy to use. Simply turn it on, scroll through the menu items as desired, and adjust it how you'd like it. Notice I can scroll back and forth through the menu tree just as with the Marine unit. And it's very intuitive. I never even opened the manual. Set it and you're good to go.
So that's my look at the Icom M93D. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. I'll see you and find you on the water.